And so, it is important that all of us, from the key, critically acute decision-making operatives...
She means executives.
...down to all dungaried, Twinkie-consuming personnel...
That's you.
...understand perfectly the strategic, systematic enhancements necessary to achieve primary and secondary principal moments of success.
She means we all got to work together if we want to get anything done.
Therefore, I propose that all mill staff be broken down into teams, sections, and squads. You will all receive colorful torso enhancement devices.
She means T-shirts.
With your team name attached. Now, we have arranged you in your seats today according to these teams, and if you will look under your seats, you will see paper handouts with your team goals on them. We have arranged these goals in terms of voice-unified, chant-oriented rhymes.
She means cheers.
Now, if I may be joined by my visual-assisted leader, we will try some cheers, as Earl calls them. First, let's have team number 4, whose goal it will be to build more moments of spontaneous machine equilibrium.
That means we're all shut down and nobody knows why.
Try a cheer. If my assistant will raise her shredded paper decorative arm extensions, we will begin. First quarter, second quarter, third quarter, fourth. Conglomerated cardboard will win, of course. Spontaneous equilibrium is what we want. Yay, team. Earl? You've just made a mess here. I planned this rally to a T, and now it's chaos.
That's because you're using the wrong cheer. Hey guys, you want me to lead a cheer?
All right!
Here's one I learned at a certain competitor of ours. See how you like it. If you want to succeed, you gotta think smart. You gotta have a game plan and make everybody part. You gotta know where you're going and you gotta know hustler. You gotta be like the champs, the guys at Weyerhauser. Okay, take a look at this and see what you think.
Well, the old way of doing business was the superintendent or the manager was king, and he made the decisions, he set the direction, and all others were to follow his direction. We're trying to employ the minds and the bodies of all employees at Valiant so that everyone is focused on satisfying the customers and delivering the key requirements of that customer. If we can get 750 people focused on a quality product and the right product every time, we'll be a more successful company.
In the course of my investigations at Weyerhauser, I discovered something absolutely thrilling. Are you ready? At Weyerhauser, people are excited about coming to work, and worker productivity has never been higher. Sort of like the good old days at conglomerated cardboard. Anyway, I was determined to find out how Weyerhauser accomplished this, and after hours of research, I discovered their secret. Here it is. The company is increasing its level of employee involvement. Now, to help them do this, Weyerhauser is using a team approach to problem solving. This is a long way from so-called traditional management practices. Well, take a look at this. It's called the involvement continuum. It's one way Weyerhauser views the degree of employee involvement at their mills. Over here are the more conservative techniques where management controls all aspects of decision-making. As you move toward the right of the arrow, you move toward increased employee involvement. And that's the direction Weyerhauser is heading. Right here, for instance, is where management forms problem-solving groups and employees are given input on a wide range of issues. Over here, employees are directly involved in the day-to-day decisions that affect them. As you continue on the continuum, communication becomes very open. Work groups set their own goals, becoming more involved in product and quality improvements. Ultimately, groups evolve into semi-autonomous mini-businesses that handle scheduling, budgeting, and many other responsibilities. Now here's the exciting part. As employee participation increases, workers become more committed. That's because they feel valuable to the organization. And the company wins too. You see, research shows that companies with a higher level of employee participation consistently outperform those that follow older management-dominated methods. Here's something else to keep in mind. At Weyerhauser, each organization is at a different point on the continuum, but they're all heading this way, towards increased employee involvement. All Weyerhauser employees understand the direction their company is taking because their supervisors clearly communicate plans and goals to them. And, as you might expect, when it comes to increasing employee involvement, managers and supervisors play a vital role.
Well, how I try to get an operator involved in helping making a decision is that if I'm in an operating control room and we're having a certain problem and on the panel and he's saying something's out of spec or we're definitely having some serious problems, I ask him, okay, how would you handle it, and then I ask him why he would do it this way to try to get him to second guess if maybe he is doing it right. And if I feel comfortable and he feels comfortable doing it, then I say, fine, let's go for it.
Every worthwhile endeavor needs a goal, and the goal of Weyerhauser's employee involvement plan is improved business performance. To help employees achieve this, Weyerhauser has established building blocks that outline ways to achieve employee involvement success. At Weyerhauser, mill management leads the way to increase team problem solving and decision making. How do they do this? By designing an employee involvement strategy while providing the necessary resources and monitoring progress.
One of the things that the management team is doing is working with the union leadership in trying to build the relationships that will allow us to accomplish employee involvement easier in a strong union environment.
A commitment to increased employee involvement in problem solving and decision making means a commitment to employee education. Education in the areas of interpersonal communication, conflict resolution, and conducting effective meetings can prove to be quite valuable. People can't do better if they don't know how they're doing right now. Performance measurement and feedback gets critical information needed to improve performance into the hands of those who do the work. This includes providing general business information, such as company performance and market conditions, and more specific information on team performance. Positive recognition can make a real difference in reinforcing achievements. There are two basic types of reinforcements: monetary reinforcements, which are always popular, and non-monetary reinforcements, such as increased responsibility or social recognition, which are a much more powerful source of recognition than most organizations realize. Those are the building blocks. Once they're in place, team problem solving can begin. Now, you've already seen that Weyerhauser mills are in the process of increasing the degree of employee involvement. The core of this process is the team problem system. In fact, this system is the one most intimately linked to improved business results and greater customer satisfaction. Now, there are two basic ingredients to team problem solving. First is arranging people in teams to solve problems. That's called the team system structure. Second is using facts and data as the basis for finding solutions. This is known as problem-solving methodology. There are several types of teams: natural work teams, cross-functional teams, and task teams. Each tackles different types of mill projects. The real benefit of getting these types of teams together can be seen in customer resolution efforts or in variability reduction. You see, it takes true teamwork to reduce process variability or to resolve customer issues. To solve problems, Weyerhauser uses a reliable method called the quality improvement story. Remember, the goal is to improve performance by increasing employee involvement. The quality improvement story is a tremendous vehicle for doing just that. It's a 9-step problem-solving process. The initial step is for the team to identify problems and then to select an important one to work on. Next comes studying the current situation to gain a thorough understanding of the problem. The third step is finding the most likely root causes. The team generates possible solutions and chooses the one most likely to permanently solve the root cause of the problem. Step 5 is developing an action plan for putting the solution to work. The team then implements the action plan and checks the results to see if the desired results were achieved. The team develops reliable methods to ensure the solution will be maintained. And finally, they review the problem-solving process they used, identify any remaining problems, and formulate plans for the future. These steps are outlined in a powerful tool, the QI Storyboard. While undercover, I had the opportunity to observe the QI process in action at Weyerhauser's Plymouth, North Carolina paper mill.
All right, we're here today to talk about our QIS storyboard dealing with the solids carry over to our aeration ponds in the waste treatment system. Our problem statement was that our carryover into the aeration pond from our settling ponds is twice as high in early 92 and the end of 91 as it was previously.
The team swung into action and began studying the situation. This is one of the most crucial steps in the QI process. By compiling data, the team was able to show that carryover to the aeration pond had indeed doubled, while carryover to the retention pond was virtually unchanged. The data enabled them to formulate a goal to reduce carryover to levels prior to late April 1991. Now they were ready to find the root cause.
Step 3 is our root cause analysis. And the work we did, Bob Lee doing the sampling in our aeration ponds, and some of the background data we gathered from that showed that perhaps we had a problem with the missing valves that feed our number 2 settling pond and our aeration pond.
Developing an action plan came next. Installation and testing were assigned to various team members. Timelines were also decided.
The balloon valves verifies that the root cause was the missing or defective valves in the settling pond system. So our solution in the short term is to leave those balloon valves in place until we can get in and repair or replace the defective valves. Since then, you can see that the data has dropped back down and our solids loading to the aeration pond is back down to the levels we previously had in 90 and 91.
Finally, in their review, the team pointed the way to the future with several solid recommendations. Add all this up, and you have a formula for a better than ever work environment and improved mill performance. And if you ask me, you guys at Conglomerated Cardboard could learn a thing or two. Your strategy has to lead to your goal. That's the message. Any problem can be solved quickly and creatively when the team knows where we want to go as a company. Now, Ann had to get back to the office, but she slipped me this note saying she was experiencing a moment of 100% perspiration gland activity. But she said she wants each team to give a cheer before it goes back to work. Earl, this is where you shine. Buddy, come on!
First quarter, second quarter, third quarter.